So William Byron experienced deja vu at the Daytona 500 with his win there on Sunday night. Byron took advantage after a long rain delay towards the end of the race when contact from Cole Custer turned three-time Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin at the front of the field. That started a crash, which allowed Byron to put himself in position to win the Great American Race. Byron won the 500 by 0.113 seconds ahead of second-place finisher Tyler Reddick in overtime. With the win of the 500, Byron became the first driver since Hamlin in 2019 and 2020 to win back-to-back Daytona 500s. Here's Byron talking about how he made it through the pack and the chaos to win 2 in a row at Daytona and more, courtesy of Fox.
Yeah, obviously some good fortune, but just trusted my instinct on the last lap there. I felt like they were getting squirrely on the bottom and just tried to. I was honestly going to go third lane regardless because I was probably 6 coming down the back. So just obviously fortunate that it worked out in our favor, but just really proud of this team. Worked super hard all week and had an amazing car. Just had a really hard time with the fuel savings and kind of staying towards the front. So crazy, yeah. I mean, I can't honestly believe that, but we're here, so proud of it.
Byron also talked about what the race means for a driver like him and to get it done a second time and more, also courtesy of Fox.
Yeah, it's obviously really special. It's an amazing race and obviously a lot of crazy racing out there tonight and just a lot of pushing and shoving, but just really proud of our team. You know, I can't stress that enough. I'm just super thankful for this group and everything that they do in the offseason to get prepared, and we plan on trying to win a lot of races this year, so we're not going to stop here. You know, we're going to continue to push forward and try to get to Phoenix.
Byron won 3 races last year, but all of those came in the first 11 races. Engine Motorsports Vice Chairman and 3-time Daytona 500 winner himself, Jeff Gordon, talked about Byron's win and more to SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. Byron also became the youngest driver to win 2 Daytona 500s, which broke the previous record set by Gordon. Victory never gets old, especially at Daytona, and I think this one is just such a surprise or a shock, Gordon said. Daytona is always unpredictable, right? And you never know, but I really didn't think we had a shot at it yet. Bowman was in position there towards the end. He got shoveled out. And I didn't even realize where William was because so much was happening. And when those two started crashing, I saw this red blur go through, and I was like, did he get through? And then the next camera angle is the Exalted 24 and William leading the race, and I was just in shock. Amazing. So very excited. Byron's win also gives Engine Motorsports the most wins by any organization in a Daytona 500 with 10. That win broke the previous record set by Petty Enterprises. Gordon got 3 of those wins in 1997, 1999, and 2005. Here's what Gordon had to say on that accomplishment and more. Rick and I were talking earlier about how special it would be to win 10, and he now has accomplished. That stands alone is the most Daytona 500 wins by an owner, and that's really special. But also to see William and Rudy and the whole Exalted team get back to victory lane, back-to-back Daytona 500s, pretty many, is an amazing day, Gordon said. Reddick, who finished second, had his best finish in the Daytona 500 specifically. Here's him talking about the chaos and how the hole opened for him and more, courtesy of Fox.
Yeah, with that restart we had with 15 to go, we kind of got checked up in the middle and kind of ended up further back than we wanted to be. So we kind of we didn't really want to. We ducked out of it, hoping for the caution. We got it, but we were still lined up 16th there on the green-white checkered. So when they started to spin on the dog leg, I kind of jumped out of line thinking that was going to be it. We just kept going. So yeah, I knew that me and the 24 had like a good run, and they were throwing big blocks. And when they started spinning on the inside, I had a run on the 24. I thought, man, if I could just snake through in the 11, not scrub my speed, I would have at least had an opportunity to do something. But all in all, I've never really finished a race here unless it was 40 laps down. So I'll take second. We wanted to get a good start to the year, and we scored a lot of points today. So I'm really happy with everyone's effort on this 45 Nasty Beast Toyota Camry.
The crash on the second lap of overtime was frustrating to both Hamlin, who led the race late, and to 2022 Daytona 500 winner Austin Cindric, who led a race-high 59 laps, and combined with Team Penske teammates Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney to lead 125 of the 202 laps. Here's Cindric, who won his dual race, talking about what happened on the last straightaway after his leading off of turn 2 and more, also on Fox.
Yeah, I mean, I think by that point, myself and really the 11 are on a bit of an island with the pack getting separated there through the tri-oval. And I felt like I was in a decent spot to get absorbed, but there by the inside lane. I don't know, they go 3 wide here on the back, and then they get wrecked. But yeah, at that point, I felt like we still had a shot to come back to the line. I felt like everybody was pretty responsible there on the bottom, and I thought we were going to have another run at it. But just to get that far separated, it's a shame, man. I love the opportunity to come out here and have the speed weeks that we had. Everybody at Team Penske, Ford Performance Discount Tire, that makes this possible for me. I'm out here living my dream, and I'm pissed because we're that close, and we've been that close before. And obviously, winning the race doesn't change anything. I mean, I want to come out here and do it each time, and I'm just thankful for fast race cars and very frustrated with the result.
Hamlin had just got ahead of Cindric on the backstretch when Custer made a move to the outside and then went down the track toward Hamlin's 11 Toyota, which started the crash. Hamlin finished 24th. Here's Hamlin talking about what happened with that incident and more, also courtesy of Fox.
Yeah, I thought we were in a great spot many times in the last 10 laps. Appreciate National Debt Relief coming on and giving them a great ride, but we didn't have the caution on the first front straightaway spin, and I was like, well, that's the second lease on life to try to get the 2. So I measured up the 2, got a run on them, and stayed with them enough to where I could kind of control what side I wanted to pass them on. And then, we had pulled away from the pack slightly, so I knew a run was going to come. 41 had the run, and I chose not to block them. Like, in these races, you got to live to make it off of turn 4, and we just didn't. I thought that the 41 came down, and I'm pushing the 2 down as low as I can, giving the 41 all the space and not stopping his run. But he just, I thought he hung, not hung a left, but, steered left and was trying to crowd it. And, I understand everyone's trying to go for it, and, he's going for it, and all of us are. But, in those situations, I told him, it's like, we gotta get off 4. Then we can do this. But, we just never made it, and somebody else won. I don't even know where William was running.
Legacy Motor Club owner and 7-time Cup champion Jimmy Johnson finished third in his best outing since 2020 at Dover. He also ran a gorgeous paint scheme and a partnership with NBA Hall of Famer and broadcaster Shaquille O'Neal, with Shaq's logo appearing on Johnson's car. Here's Johnson talking about how good this run feels and more, also on Fox.
This feels incredible, and I have emotions that I didn't expect to have. I've never been in this position as an owner, and it's really opened up a different set of emotions, and the pride that I have in this result, and the pride that I have in this company, and all that we're trying to achieve and the journey we're on. I'm so satisfied, so happy right now. Excited that we have 2 cars in the top 5. I hope Shaq is watching. Thank you, buddy. We got your car in the top 3, and a big thanks to Carvana and their continued support. Mobile One, Advent Health, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. It's just been an interesting couple of years, and to have the cars come out and be this strong. This Toyota was rocket ship fast. I'm just smiling inside now.
Pole winner Chase Briscoe finished 4th, and John Hunter Nemechek was 5th. The run by Nemechek gave 2 Legacy Motor Club drivers in the top 5. The rest of the top 10 included Alex Bowman finishing 6th, Blaney 7th, Cindric 8th, Justin Allgaier, who gave Dale Earnhardt Jr. a top 10 finish for the first race for Junior Motorsports in the Cup Series, was 9th, and Chris Buescher 10th. The race was only 4 laps away from being finished in regulation when a bump of Custer turned Christopher Bell hard into the outside wall on lap 196. Bell's Toyota bounced off of the safer barrier and collected Ryan Priest's board, whose car got airborne and landed on his roof before getting back on all 4 wheels. Priest had been through a crash like this before, who had a bunch of barrel rolls in the fall 2023 race at Daytona. Here's what Priest had to say about the crash in the 500 and more. Thankfully, he came out okay. When the car took off like that, it got really quiet, and all I thought about was my daughter, Priest said. So I'm lucky to walk away. That crash involved 10 cars, which sent the race to overtime. An earlier wreck on lap 186 was started by contact between Logano and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which changed the outcome of the race. A number of drivers were taken out, which included Logano, Blaney, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, and Noah Gragson. The 67 running of the Great American Race had short stints in the beginning. The track was absolutely packed with a 10th straight sellout. However, the 500 only ran for 9 green-flag laps from the start before rain interrupted the race. The race was red-flagged for the first time for 3 hours, 9 minutes, and 59 seconds. Once the drivers got back on the track for a second time, they ran 12 laps under caution before rain stopped the race again. However, it wasn't as long as the first time, as it only lasted for 20 minutes and 29 seconds. Logano was leading when the race continued on lap 24, and there were no incidents until lap 63, when the bottom lane checked up, and Zane Smith turned Hamlin's Toyota on the backstretch. Smith's Sport slid up the track and got into Josh Berry's Ford, which caused serious damage to that car. Smith took his car to the garage in order to try to fix that damage, while Hamlin continued and didn't lose a lap. Logano won the first stage under caution. However, he had a problem with debris on the throttle body of his 22 Ford, and on the restart on lap 71, Logano stacked up the top lane and started a 7-car crash in turn 1. The accident took out the cars of Martin Truex Jr., Elio Castroneves, and Ross Chastain. Castroneves made the Daytona 500 of the NASCAR's new open exemption provisional, which allows a world-class driver to be able to race. He was there with Project 91 and Trackhouse, which is meant for drivers outside of NASCAR to get a chance to race a stock car. Here's Castroneves giving his thoughts on his run and more. Disappointed, of course, because I was learning so much. Castroneves said, "It's incredible when you have more laps into it. You understand the airflow, the guys, saving fuel." Truex, who won the 2017 Cup Championship, retired from full-time racing at the end of last year, still couldn't win the Daytona 500 in 21 tries. He made the first start for Tricon Garage and brought back the 56 as well. Here's Truex talking about how he did and more. "It's always disappointing when you don't finish the race, no matter the situation." Truex said, "It's probably our only shot this year. It was fun while it lasted, but it was unfortunately wrong place, wrong time there." Castroneves finished 38th and Truex 39th, respectively. There was intense 3-wide action throughout the 500, which had 56 lead changes among 15 drivers. Byron led 5 times for a total of 10 laps. The race had 8 cautions for 47 laps. Other notable finishers included Daniel Suarez finishing 13th, Elliott 15th, Ty Gibbs 16th, Kyle Larson 20th, Keselowski 26th, Bubba Wallace 29th, Bell 31st, Shane Van Gisbergen 33rd, Kyle Busch 34th, Logano 35th, and Berry 37th, respectively. Congratulations to William Byron getting back-to-back Daytona 500 wins. What an incredible feat for him to be able to do something like that. Only the 5th driver to ever do that. Obviously, I mentioned Hamlin was the last one to do it in 2019 and 2020, but the other drivers who did it before Hamlin as well, and Byron, were Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, and Sterling Marlin. What an incredible company there, especially for Byron to be able to join those drivers there, to be able to win back-to-back Daytona 500s. It's such a hard race to win once. Nevertheless, try to win it twice, or back-to-back, especially what Byron did. So definitely an incredible accomplishment there for Byron. Definitely not taking it away from that. But I would have liked to have been a different winner or a new winner. But it is what it is, though. Like Kevin Harvick said in the booth, you got to survive. And Byron survived there at the end of the race, so give him credit. He did what he had to do, especially had that crash late in the race, especially what the other drivers did with Hamlin and Cedric and all that. Byron was in 9th place at the time on the last lap, on the final lap. But give him credit. Like I said, he took advantage and he won. So definitely pretty cool for him to be able to do something like this, especially the Daytona 500 is such a big race and all that. And to be able to win it back-to-back, especially like he did, pretty cool there, especially. But yeah, Byron got another big win for Hendrick Motorsports, especially winning the Daytona 500 back-to-back, like I said. And he won it last year, like I said, of course, there as well. Especially during the 40th anniversary year of Hendrick Motorsports, as they celebrated that last year. Obviously, he kicked off the year with that win in the Daytona 500 and in Martinsville during the 40th anniversary weekend of their first win and all that. So I talked about those wins as well. I'll leave that in the description. So Byron finds a way to continue to get big wins for Hendrick Motorsports there as well. So definitely pretty cool there also. But it was funny that Chris Myers called Byron the babyface assassin, which is well known as one of Steph Curry's nicknames as well. So definitely, once again, it's Groundhog Day for Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. They're kind of like Bill Murray, repeating the same thing that happens at a Daytona 500. Those guys are still not able to win the 500, which is unfortunate, especially the fact that with Kyle Busch, he was there third in the race, especially how he had a tough year last year, not winning a race or making the playoffs. And it would have been an incredible story had he found a way to win, especially 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration, which was famous by Mike Joy, especially when he said that after Dale Earnhardt won the 1998 Daytona 500. And unfortunately, like Mike Joy said in the broadcast as well, 20 years of trying, more frustration, paraphrasing. So it's unfortunate there for Busch. He was third there late in the race, but he had that incident with Logano and all that. It's just unfortunate for Busch unfortunately that he's not able to still win the Daytona 500, and he's not had many years left in his career and all that. So the chance of him winning a Daytona 500 are dimming, which is unfortunate, especially how he had his teammate Austin Dillon there as well. It's just unfortunate there for Busch, especially. Hopefully he gets a chance to win, but the chances of that are becoming slimmer and slimmer every year, unfortunately. And same thing with Keselowski as well. He wasn't really much of a factor late in the race, especially there. Especially he was involved in a late accident as well. It was unfortunate there. He got some damage there on his car as well. But it is what it is there for Keselowski as well. Hopefully he gets a chance, but especially since he's good on super speedway races and all that, on those type of tracks, he'll get a chance to be a part more. So hopefully he gets a chance. But for Truex, though, he's not running full-time anymore, especially since he retired last year. So the chances of him winning a Daytona 500 are basically even more slim, especially with the fact that he's not running full-time anymore, like I said. So who knows how many more races he's going to get a chance to run. So definitely it's unfortunate for those guys, but hopefully one day they get a chance to win a Daytona 500. But the chances of that every year are becoming almost slim to none. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is there, especially. But definitely it's also tough for Castanedas as well. He had a tough weekend, especially being involved in crashes in almost everything, it felt like. Crashing out in the duel and having several crashes in the ARCA race as well. Even though he did finish fifth, but it's crazy though, after that race in the ARCA race, a driver crashed into him after the race was over because the guy thought that the race was still going on and all that the race wasn't over, even though it was over, which was crazy there, especially. So Castanedas took a hard hit there at the ARCA race, but thankfully he was okay and all that. That was a pretty crazy race there, especially. Even though it was pretty cool that Cletus McFarlane raced there as well. So definitely that was pretty cool, especially. But yeah, what a rough weekend for Castanedas. So it is what it is there, especially. But still, though, he at least got a chance to race in the Cup Series, and hopefully he'll be back. So definitely that would be pretty cool there also. But it was an incredible weekend there, especially seeing how it was sold out and all that, especially because of the fact that the Daytona 500 is an incredible event and all that, especially to have a lot of big names show up at the track there, especially. Pretty cool to see Pitbull there in the pre-race as well with the concert and all that, especially. Might have been a little bit awkward for it, especially since he's no longer part of Trackhouse, but definitely it was cool to be able to see him do the concert there, especially. And also pretty cool to see Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America himself, be able to do the race as well, like to start engine. So he did the command there, so that was pretty cool there, especially. And also to see Anthony Anderson at the race there as well, in the pre-race there with Fox. That'd be pretty cool there, especially as he ate ribs there with Chris Myers, Kevin Harvick, Jamie McMurray, and Clint Boyer. So that was pretty cool there, especially for him to show up to the race as well. So that was a pretty exciting race and all that. So definitely it's pretty awesome there, especially. But the fact is that all the three wide and all that, definitely a lot of action packed in the race, especially there. It was mostly calm when the race did go back, but definitely it sucked with the fact that the rain happened again at Daytona. It seems to be like an annual thing, just like the Daytona 500. It seems to always be rain at the race there, the Daytona 500, but it is what it is. It's still an incredible event, but definitely so frustrating that it has so many delays every year and all that, it feels like. Hopefully they could do something about that, but it's Mother Nature, so you can't do much about that. But definitely those delays are annoying and frustrating, especially for the drivers trying to get a chance to race and all that. But they're used to it at this point, especially because of the fact that it's happened so often now. But it is what it is there, especially. But definitely once they went back to racing, it was definitely exciting and all that, just to be able to see how it turned out and all that. So definitely it was mostly calm when they were racing until late, which is expected because of the fact that drivers are trying to go for the win and all that. And it got wild there at the end with all the crashes and all that, but it is what it is though, especially. But yeah, pretty cool to hear Rick Allen's boys back at the track as well. I thought it was him because it sounded like him, so definitely pretty cool for him to be there at the Daytona 500 as that track announcer, as he also did it at the Clash at Bowling Green Stadium as well. So definitely congratulations again to William Byron on winning back-to-back Daytona 500s. What an incredible accomplishment for him there, especially. Definitely pretty cool for him to do that as well. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. And if you are brand new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.